Hello there, gang. Your old chum DeVere here, playing a little bit of Nightfall Escape. So let's have a little look at what we got, shall we? Setting-wise, not a lot. Most of it's greyed out for some reason. You can set full screen and your resolution. Nothing else. So with that, we might as well dive on with a new game. I'll do my best to, I'll skip the intro. And that way we can not have to sit through their rather poor acting. So yes, now we're actually in game, and
I must go ahead.
Undoubtedly the first thing that will jump out at you is the graphics.
It looks like I can get through here.
But probably not for the right reasons. As yes, they are rather ugly, it's fair to say. Come on up the thing. Oh. In fact, they're very incredible.
Hello, haunted property.
Yeah, so it's the usual mysterious mansion where people go missing, where it's supposed to be a journalist looking for a scoop. Look at the strange scale on all these items. You get some strange little chairs and some massive chairs. So yeah, story-wise, we're here investigating this mansion, the usual thing. People have gone missing, and
there must be something here.
Why must there be something here?
I'll take that.
So it has the usual horror tropes of finding something to unlock a door and then move to the next part. And it also has some puzzles, which we'll see one of those shortly enough, and you'll see another one of the big problems. Seriously, it feels like I'm about 2 foot above the ground because of the scale of everything. So yes, certainly it's not a graphical.
There's something strange about this tree.
Certainly not a graphical looker, not by any chance. But you know, graphics don't make a game.
I wonder what's on the other side.
At least the voice acting's decent. And we need to use our Azada. So yes, it's not a free roam. It's broken up into little areas which load in between each.
Ouch! That was only 5 donuts this afternoon. I think I should call Jolo.
Hi, this is the handsome Jolo. If you're a guy, just leave. If you're a girl, just leave your number and a message, and I'll hit back on you.
Jolo? Are you still asleep? Hey, Jolo, wake up! I need you to get over here. I think I found a hidden entrance to the mansion. There's a baleta tree on the east wing of the property. What is this place? Seriously? Gotta find my way back outside.
So here's another one of the problems with the game. It's old school saving. You just click to save. Unfortunately, where the save points are placed and where you are,
Map of the country drawn in blood.
you can end up having to do a lot of the game, then you'll get killed, and of course you have to load in from back earlier on, then redo all what you've done until you find the next save spot. So we're about to see the game's big selling point any moment now. Ah yes.
What was that?
So that's the story. The little art scenes, hand-drawn art scenes in between are actually quite good. The little cartoon ones. So yes, we now also have the blood light, which allows us to see things that we can't see when it's not on. And then we collect all the bits and bobs. As it's still fairly typical horror tropes.
Map of the country drawn in blood.
And yes, it's set in the Philippines, I believe, and takes from the Filipino sort of
The key, of course.
lore of ghosts and zombies. I'm just going to put a quick save in here as well, just to save having to redo a lot of stuff. Because yes, this is one of the game's biggest problems, other than the ugly graphics and the terrible performance in some places. You know, this turns into a slideshow, despite its ugliness. The puzzles. So, yes, it's very bizarre. It looks like you should line up the flames, but you've also got to line up the outside bits. It's, yeah, it's not very intuitive at all. And this is one of the better puzzles. There's only a couple of them, luckily, in game. See that one? No. Let's see. I think the very first time I did it, I did this by guesswork, which doesn't bode well for the rest of the game. There we go. See, normally when you have one of these things with an outline, it's normally just a case of making the outlines meet up. And you've also got these weird twig things as well. Oh. And of course now, we can open this door here. One big centipede thing. Nice gas. Help. Hell. So yes, I mean... So it's nice that it's a different sort of area. In fact, that they say the Phillipino side of things.
Something stuck on his eye.
And it's nice to see a genuine indie game for once. And this is the inventory system. Whenever you need to call it, and just double click on something. So it's not particularly hard. I mean, you'll only ever use the right item on the right thing. Oh, hello, I didn't see that there. There's one of those little plaque things we're after. So, yes, as I say, performance issues aside, and it's just the amount of bugs and problems this game comes with. Is it not this one? Oh, yes. That's right, I was going to save here. And there's a reason for that. If I want to begin properly. Because this... the AI can also be a bit buggy in how it gets you. So it's got some interesting monster designs. And some of the death scenes are pretty good. When you do get killed by the monsters. Actually, you can also say they can be very buggy. And this is one of them. Right, stay. It sometimes just randomly turns around and kills you. It sometimes ends up over here, when you in front of the door and you can't get out, and it kills you. That's why I did the save there. I have actually played this through to the end. Well, mostly to the end. The last boss battle. Yeah, it does a few little attempts at jump scares, of course. Yes, the last boss battle, it's one of those irritating ones where you get two scenes, two forms of the boss. As I said, related to the save system. There's no way to save after you defeated him, then you've got to go through a quick time event area. And I kept dying at the quick time event bit. So here's another AI. So that'd be quite good if he didn't look like he was 3 foot tall. That'd actually be quite creepy. As long as you stay crouched, you're sort of fairly... he won't pick us up. So we just have to wait for him to motivate along. So yeah, I say it's nice to see a genuine indie dev from the Philippines. It's interesting lore, learning about these different monsters and ghosts and ghoulies they have out there. But ouch, that didn't at all hurt my ears. but unfortunately it's just bugs and issues. There's a puzzle later on which is incredibly frustrating because it's so bugged. Sometimes you have to do it with a flashlight on and then do a bit of it with a flashlight off, and oh. So it's very standard horror trope. Die, country, sun, body. So, die. Sun. I forgot what it said. I said country, didn't it? I'm assuming that's the one it is. Die, country, sun, and body.
Maybe I should look around first.
I don't need to look around.
That was tricky.
Yeah, that was a real brain teaser. So yes, it's just a shame. It's basically, if I'm being honest, it's just not very good.
Wow, this is something else. This could be useful.
As I say, it's just the bugs and the performance issues, and a lot of times I notice with the weird movement. I'm sprinting along, now I jump and go into some sort of slow motion air grab, which will also make that boss battles more frustrating.
Should be placed here.
You've got to find a skull.
The tainted mother holds the corrupted son's life in her hands.
Yes, all very Resident Evil. And I think it's this way to go into. There's also a weird lag when you open doors. You left click with the mouse to interact with things. It's a small. So this will show you. This is our first boss battle.
Smells like rotten flesh.
So the designs of the monsters themselves are quite interesting, even if they're not very well done.
Are you serious?
So we've got to try and drop these various traps on his head. And yeah, that big blur effect, that really helps. That really makes things so much easier. You'll get a lot of that during the boss battle as well. Yeah, I can... I'm doing better than I normally do. I've died quite a few times to this chappie. Come on, down here, chubs. This one. What trap was that one? So there, where I've just bounced on the... Yep. Oh, that's alright. That was related to that one, so I've got to pull that one. As I say, I'm just ending up bouncing up and down on bits of props and scenery when I don't actually want to be doing that. I want to be sort of relative to this. I want to be stable. Is that done yet? Oh no, I've got to do another one. Right, what's that one? I'm not even sure what that one operates. Is that a trap? Oh, now I'm stuck on the things. Right, I think that opens that big spike thing. To come over this way, come here. Let's see if we'll get close enough to it. Oh, come on, where's the thing? Where'd the hand go? Oh, brilliant. Because the handle didn't actually interact with it. Yes. As I say, load game, but I think we'll conclude our dealings here. As I say, it's interesting because it's something a bit new. It's just so many bugs, glitches and issues. I mean, the game's only $6.99, so it's not like massive money. It's very ugly, very frustrating in places. If you get a good run, it's not even that long a game. You can easily do it in under 2 hours. It's just the amount of times you'll be stuck, bugs, glitching, dying from bugged AI that'll suddenly randomly turn around and kill you when it shouldn't. Moments like that.
Smells like rotten flesh.
You see, there. Got my cursor on it, but no, you have to be at that bit. Why not just have that as the whole hitbox? during the boss battle. So yeah, as I say, I never did quite complete it to the 100% ending. But I got near enough as to say, damn it, that's good enough for me. And it's, as I say, it's an interesting attempt, but it's just so flawed on so many levels, with performance issues, bugged puzzles, and terrible save system. If they'd have put a few more save spots in, that might have made it a little bit more bearable. And so, I mean, if you're really interested in learning something about Filipino horror and ghosts and ghoulies and whatnot, then maybe it's worth a look. But all in all, yeah, I'd say the hand-drawn art was nice. The story itself is pretty piffle. Some good death scenes. I'll give them credit for that. Some of the death scenes in this game are pretty good. It's just they didn't pay that same sort of level of attention to the general graphics and feel of the thing. And I say sometimes it will become a slideshow, even when there's very little happening on screen. It will just be your frame rate will just absolutely nosedive. So I think we'll conclude our dealings there, gang. Thanks as ever for watching. This was Nightfall Escape. As ever, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know that you're alive. And I'll see you all next time. Bye now.